Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your display. I am the Royal Gorilla, and welcome to Watch Dogs Legion.
Right, that's enough of that. Welcome back to Watch Dogs Legion, as today we're running down every Easter egg that you can find in the game. We've got a lot to get through, so let's not waste any time. Back in Watch Dogs 2, we took a look at this Jeep referencing Jurassic Park. You may have noticed that it is very similar to the design of the Jeeps from Jurassic Park, down to the colour scheme and the logo placement. Now, if you're still not convinced, this Jeep has one last trick up its sleeve. In exchange for a regular horn, it has this. Now, if that doesn't sound like a dinosaur roar, then I need to get my hearing tested. Well, this turns up again in Watch Dogs Legion, but in a very unusual place. To find it, just head over to St. Paul's Cathedral. All you need to do here is fly a drone up to the very top, and you'll be able to find the Jeep. Oh yeah, and I should have mentioned, there's a scream as well. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Here's a strange Easter egg for you. If you head to this pub on the map, upstairs, if you use a spider bot, you'll be able to enter a secret room behind this fireplace. As you can see, inside are some very dapper looking cats. Whilst being really cool on its own, this is actually the start of a bigger secret, a clue to which is the framed map found in this room. To cut a long story short, in pretty much every single pub in London, you can find one of these cats. They might be hidden at the back of some shelves, behind doors, or in any other number of places. They don't exactly do anything either, which is a bit weird. Perhaps the strangest of all is what you can find in the location marked by the anchor on the map. Hidden beneath this dock is a rowboat full of cats, which is actually a reference to a very similar boat full of cats from Assassin's Creed Unity. During the mission Coming Home, whilst in the basement of Sky Larson's home, you can find 4 pods filled with test patients. Whilst being a very sinister aspect of the story, there's a little secret here hidden within each of the subject profiles. Pay close attention to that binary code, because when translated, it actually reads, "Jared thanks you for digging." Who's Jared? I have no idea. He's not a character in the game, so maybe he's coming in a future DLC, or maybe it's just a cheeky developer. You may have noticed QR codes as you explore Watch Dogs Legion's London. In particular, during the mission Initiate Sequence. When hacking into an underground club, the QR codes down here will read, "Find my private party at 2 AM. There's no other instructions, but if you head to this location at 2 AM, a prompt will appear allowing you to enter the sewers. Inside these tunnels is the exact same mannequin nightclub we saw earlier, but the one advantage of actually being here in person is that we can collect a mask from the DJ booth. This mask belongs to Default, a previously fought dead DJ and antagonist from the original Watch Dogs DLC. Inside Cemetery Park, found here on the map, hidden in the trees towards the back of the graveyard, you can find an arrangement of sticks lifted directly from the Blair Witch Project. The first Assassin's Creed Easter egg that you can find in Watch Dogs Legion can be found during the mission Gap in the Armour. After you've hacked into the CTOS box and disabled the traps inside the flat, try taking the most direct route back down to street level. There's no two ways about it, that was an actual leap of faith from the Assassin's Creed franchise. Exact same sound effect and everything. The second Assassin's Creed Easter egg also revolves around the Leap of Faith, but this time it's not quite so successful. If you head over to the Tower of London, you should be able to see this grisly little scene. In Assassin's Creed, the majority of leaps of faith are performed directly into piles of hay, hence the bales found here, but clearly they didn't quite have the same life-saving effect. High above is a perch just like you'd find in Assassin's Creed. It's also worth a mention that just to confirm that somebody did genuinely fall here, on the ground you can find a shoe. The matching shoe is at the very top, so it's pretty clear to see what happened here. Right, so there are 3 slightly smaller Assassin's Creed Easter eggs that you'll be able to find too. One of these can be found at any of the Quanta Bank locations throughout the city. One of the companies listed on the stock market is Abstergo, the evil company and front for the Templars in Assassin's Creed. Another smaller reference comes courtesy of Ubisoft Connect, where you can unlock the iconic helmet from Assassin's Creed Odyssey for your DedSec agents to wear. Lastly, there's a very small chance that you can encounter a hitman hunting down descendants of the Fry family featured in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, I went through a lot of hitmen, but never once ran into this guy, so hopefully, maybe you'll be luckier than me. Dotted around Watch Dogs Legion's London are a number of interactive areas. If you don't quite get what I mean, it's easier just to show you, so the first of which can be found at this location. Here, the roundabout will make music. It's as simple as that, really. Another one of these interactive areas can be found at this location. Just like the roundabout, this time we have a musical installation on the pavement. Okay, just 2 more of these interactive areas now. The next one can be found here, where a giant head will follow you as you walk around this area. There's also one more giant head which can be found here. This one is, a lot more imposing. The Dark Souls Easter egg is nothing new. We've seen it 100 times before in 100 different games, and unfortunately, Watch Dogs Legion doesn't really do much to shake up the formula, although I guess it is kind of becoming a tradition at this point. So, the Dark Souls Easter egg can actually be found at the South Bank, which is roughly here on the map. Now, you can either climb up here or just take a cargo drone like I did myself, and in this little area, you can find a bonfire with what looks to be a broom mounted in the centre. If for whatever reason you're not familiar with this, it's a little homage to the bonfires found in the Dark Souls franchise. An Easter egg that is found in many, many games. Watch Dogs Legion actually has 2 separate Easter eggs, both seemingly referencing the classic British sci-fi show. The first and simplest of these Easter eggs can be found in the DedSec safe house. In these once abandoned tube tunnels, sat in plain sight is a police public call box. Now, while these would have been a common sight in early 20th century London, today they're more closely associated with Doctor Who's TARDIS than anything else. The second Doctor Who Easter egg comes courtesy of the London Dungeons. During the mission Inside Albion, whilst escaping the Tower of London, you'll travel through the catacombs beneath the building. There's all kinds of strange things going on down here, but the strangest of all is this statue. What could be so weird about a statue, I hear you say? Well, every time you enter this room, the statue will be looking directly at you. Even if you leave and enter again through another door, it will have turned around to face you while it was out of sight. Whilst just being a pretty creepy Easter egg, this seems like a likely reference to Doctor Who's Weeping Angels, which, just like this statue, would move whenever someone wasn't looking at them. The walkie-talkie is a corporate office building in London, so called because of its distinctive design. It also appears in Watch Dogs Legion at this location on the map. Both in real life and Legion, at the very top of the walkie-talkie is the Sky Bar, an upmarket restaurant and bar with incredible views of the city. However, Watch Dogs Legion's Sky Bar has a secret for those of you crafty enough to find it. When flying on a cargo drone, there's a hard height limit which prevents you from reaching the highest areas of the city. This limit, however, does not apply to the smaller drones. So, by using one, you can fly to the top of the walkie-talkie without undergoing the usual elevator loading screen. This will result in the Sky Bar not loading at all. It will, however, be replaced by this. Those right there are raving rabbits, famed from both Rayman games and their own series. They're an absolute staple of Ubisoft, and we've covered loads of Easter eggs featuring them in the past. But it's always nice to see them making a return.
Going to investigate.
The next Easter egg that we're going to be taking a look at combines two aspects. One, which I absolutely love, and one that I've never heard of. I apologise for that in advance. So, by heading to this location on the map, hidden just off the street, there's a secret area that you can jump down to. Down here, behind the foliage, is a secret room. Coucou, says the wall. For those of you that don't speak French, that's just a nice greeting, because here we have an Easter egg referencing the French YouTuber Mr. MV, who I have never heard of. To further confirm the Easter egg, we even have the room of the old Mr. written on the wall right here. Now, the part that I'm actually familiar with is found just above the computer. That's a very crude recreation of the absolutely brilliant Super Meat Boy, a game which apparently Mr. MV is known for speedrunning. Well, he gets my respect, très bien. One final and perhaps the biggest part of this Easter egg is found directly below our feet. If you throw a spider bot into the hole, this will happen.
This better work.
Now, as far as I'm aware, that is Mr. MV's voice, saying something or other in French. Now, if I do have any French viewers out there, if you fancy translating that, please leave a comment down below. Right then, so they were a lot of the main Easter eggs in Watch Dogs Legion, but there is still a whole lot more out there. So, I think it's time for one of my favourite parts of these videos, the lightning round. Just like in the real world, Brixton is home to a touching tribute to the late and great David Bowie. Head to any cinema in London to find a billing for Cyberdriver 2, the film series first featured in Watch Dogs 2. Inside the DedSec safe house, the audio log found upstairs references the settings for Watch Dogs 1 and 2.
CTOS was first used in Chicago in 2014 and then San Francisco in 2017 before coming here to London.
The company Driver makes a return from Watch Dogs 2, once again referencing Ubisoft's 2011 game, Driver San Francisco. Inside one of the Albion stations, you can find Wrench's mask from Watch Dogs 2. This jacket, unlocked through Ubisoft Connect, was worn by the main character in Watch Dogs 2. Courtesy of Ubisoft Connect, you can unlock this Rainbow Six jacket to wear. Once again, through Ubisoft Connect, you can also get this jacket referencing Hope County from Far Cry 5. At the top of a ruined church, you can find an arrangement of tiny Queen's Guards. Near Charing Cross Station, you can find a car with a very special horn. This hitman took a gun fu masterclass, a fighting style iconically utilised by John Wick. This hitman has a tattooed barcode on a personal area, referencing Agent 47 from the Hitman series. So then guys, there we have it. That was a whole bunch of Easter eggs from Watch Dogs Legion. Now I've tried my very best to find every single Easter egg in the game, but as usual, stuff will slip through the cracks, and if that has happened, then please be sure to leave a comment below and let everyone know. Anyway, with that, it's time to call it a day. I do hope that you really enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. I've been TheRoyalGorilla.
Over and out.
His name is Luke and he's more than your average gamer. No ordinary let's player. Know about Easter eggs much better. Da 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 da. His name is Luke, aka TheRoyalGorilla. Even bigger than the giant Godzilla. Follow him in every game he goes. Da 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 da.